Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of NIO, ticker symbol NIO, which I went over in a video yesterday when I drew up this Fibonacci retracement and suggested that if we did not get a bounce following yesterday's candle, that I thought $5.43 would be tested based on this Fibonacci retracement, just this extension down to the 1618 level down there. And the low of the day so far, $5.43. Pretty crazy. So, I just wanted to start this stream by pointing that out. Pretty cool. I did have a very small order down there at $5.43. Unfortunately, it did not get filled. But I just think it's super cool to just see, the analysis that I'm doing on this channel and seeing how that relates to, what's actually happening in the markets. Hopefully, NIO holds the level that it's at. Hopefully, it closes above $6 a share for the month. That's what this stream is all about. Watching the markets close for the month of January 2024, because I do think that, those monthly candles are going to be pretty significant. We can look at them and see how they factor into our analysis of different charts. And so I think NIO is especially a very interesting one. And I was just really surprised by this. I thought that if price did come down to $5.43, it would be over the course of multiple days, not a wick down like right after I had suggested that. So I think that's pretty cool. And then also another video that I put out yesterday was on Plug Power. And I, in that video, was going over how this looked like a bull flag, bullish consolidation, and that I was thinking it would break to the downside. However, like in all videos, I will not only indicate levels to the upside, but also levels to the downside, just in case there's a break. And so in yesterday's video, I did indicate that $3.40 and $3.31 might be nice levels to add at if there is a dip, and just levels to look out for. And, I had placed a couple small orders there, hoping that there was a little wick down. But I had also noted in that video that this little candle formation looks like a little spinning top or doji. Reminded me of this feature here right before this gap up. And so I was really happy that I caught that. When I recorded that video, I didn't notice that until as I was recording it. And so, the price gapped up today, now about 20% up for Plug. I am unfortunately not in this one, but I'm rooting for all of those who are. I would keep in mind the 786 level, $4.41. It does look like this is getting rejected from up here. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a pullback and possibly a close below $4.41. But, following the FOMC meeting, it does seem like the market is rallying a little bit. So it's quite possible this could hold above $4.41. If it does, I would think that, we'd want to see confirmation tomorrow, get another close above that level, and then there's a possibility of testing $5, maybe by the end of this week. Who knows? So I just think that's really cool to see both of these charts and see how volatile they were, really in ways that I had identified. But again, I will note that whenever I go over any charts, if I'm not cautioning about downside possibility, or at least suggesting that there might be some levels to add at, if there are bounces, I think that's a little bit questionable, because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, and there could always be pullbacks, which means buying opportunities or adding opportunities. There's also always risk to the upside, like this big wick that we see here. High of the day here, $4.84. Quite possible that it is getting rejected from there. And I'm going to throw up the volume profile to see if there's anything there. Really, it just looks like there wasn't that much trading up there. So yeah, there is a little bit of a pretty notable gap that was formed here during this gap down. And so, if this does get a close above $4.41 for multiple days, confirming the breakout above it, then I think this has potential to form some more consolidation over here, and then a test possibly of $5.88 perhaps during the month of February. So I think that's pretty cool. But again, we could be seeing a pullback if we do get a close below $4.41, where this 786 Fibonacci level is. But yeah, I just wanted to start with that. Happy to take requests. I did get a couple of requests that I had done previous videos on, but they weren't really that popular videos. And so rather than taking the time to record videos, I'm just going to take clips from the stream, do that as often as I can, just so really just kind of trying to maximize the output of the channel, killing two birds with one stone. Short plug. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the close will be. I think it's it seems like it's going to be closing below 440, and I think that already up 100%. It is. I didn't take that measurement. Oh, damn. Wow. Man, I was thinking about buying down here, but I didn't. I would have sold, in here probably. Bior. Yeah, happy to go over Bior. Let's see. And I'm actually, rather than switching to the DGen Ed list, I'm going to just type it in here. And then, even if maybe I don't take a clip from the stream, then at least it's a list here, and then I can do something quick from it. Yeah, Bior, unfortunately, the last video, I try to repeat them if they get 100 views or more on a weekly basis. And I'm actually going to go over the schedule for February, just kind of like my strategy with producing more videos and just, getting the best reach that I can. But yeah, so Bior, this one, I feel like part of the reason why this has not really been that popular or not really too much lately is just because it's just been hanging out in this downtrending channel. Eventually it's going to break to the upside. And yeah, and is this listed? It's not listed on the NASDAQ. So closing above $1 is going to be key. The last time that happened, I believe it was not even this day. The close here, 109. Yeah, so January 17th was the last close above $1. And this is really just bumping its head on that downtrend. And, just like it was over here, bumping its head and then just kind of going along it. And so hopefully, if we could see a breakout to test 115 or, 110, that was the pre-market low on, let's see, November 30th. That could be a really strong sign for Bior. But yeah, right now, it just may I'm not the best at distinguishing whether a flag is bullish or bearish, but this does look like, this sideways consolidation that it could potentially just be a bear flag and that it's going to continue down the channel. But yeah, like 75.6 cents, that's the low. So keep an eye out for that. And like a strategy that I use often is if there is a new low put in and I want to add, kind of like what I did with NEO, is just like I see that there's going to be a new a level to the downside. I just place an order there and forget about it. Yeah, so I'm basically I trimmed. So I'm responding to Nameless now, asking about. I'm doing good. I was watching the FOMC through Gareth Soloway's channel. And I was just watching SOXS. I'll just type that in here. Oops. Yeah, I was watching that and just thinking. Yeah, I trimmed when it was pulling back, thinking, oh well, I don't want to just be holding the bag, which sucks. I could have held on to those, but I've been spreading myself too thin, so I still have basically a third of my position, and if it dips back, I'll add more. If not, I'll be able to just hang on to the shares that I have and not worry about them. But yeah, all the other short positions that I have, I haven't adjusted those. And actually, yeah, might as well just switch over to the indices here to see. SPY is, or the SPX, I should say. down over 1% on the day. I'm actually surprised by that. It seemed like things were kind of rallying, but below 4,900. SPY is just going to look basically the same. Yeah, so SOXS. I just didn't want to be like I had bought more shares that I had felt comfortable with, and so I didn't want to be holding the bag. So I took a small profit, and I'll add more if it dips. And yeah, basically, I'm trying to get better at, been realizing from all these videos that I do, all the charting that I do, I am not always that disciplined in, if I identify a level, like let's see the 236 right here at $6.71, or, this gap at 590. I'm not always so disciplined in either waiting for them to sell or, waiting for levels to buy at. And so I'm just trying to get better at that. So the rest of the position that I have, I'll just be hanging out for these higher levels. And yeah, just like, and I think that seeing what happened with NEO today really, and actually not just, I've been noticing that generally that, when I talk about certain levels, I don't necessarily wait for them. It's just like, oh, well, it's below my average. I'll add more. And it's like, nah, I should really just wait for it to hit that level. And so I'll be doing that for the rest of my SOXS position, which is really just kind of like a long-term hold for it to be up here. I do have a little bit more than I think what I have in SH, which I've been doing like weekly buys, one share, so not really that exciting. But yeah, this is something that like it's my average is really low, and I'm not that emotional about it. I don't check it, and so I could potentially hold this to the upside up here, which is really only 19%. That's not that much. Whereas as I've gone over SOXS, 200%. So yeah. Let's see. Bow call plug at 323. So let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah. And one of the things that I'm going to chat about in the and if you guys, it's probably going to be a very short stream, the one I do going over the schedule for February, but I just wanted to put it out there in case there are comments. But yeah, one of the things that's been really nice is just like every week reviewing the video I did the previous week, seeing where things are, and then taking the next step. So I think it's like, I'm spend most of my time analyzing the daily candles, but then if I revisit videos every week, it kind of gives like a weekly perspective on it as well. And that for me, I feel like has just been helping me a lot with my trading and discipline and stuff. And so hopefully, and also allowing me to produce better content just by following up on what I had previously done, rather than just taking, whether it's random requests or just, oh, this is up today. Like, for example, SoFi went up a lot on earnings, pulled back a lot. And so I will probably be doing a SoFi video tomorrow, possibly over the weekend. But, it's always good to like wait, when things are volatile, people might search and, videos might get viewed a lot. But as far as like the quality of the material and stuff, good to, always be waiting, revisiting and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see. I don't know what you're thanking me for. Oh, for Bior. Yeah. No problem. But I think, yeah, with this, I think we've just got to start to see it break out of this. I haven't adjusted this channel since, well, I guess I recently adjusted it to over here. Actually, no, that's the shaded channel, the white channel. Yeah, it's based on these 3 touch points. So I haven't messed with that, and we're just hanging out in it. That's a very serious channel, which is pretty crazy to see that. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, the next couple months, because they're doing clinical trials, it's going to be kind of boring. And so, for me, I'm not really doing anything with it. If it does dip lower, as long as I have some money on the side, I'll buy the dip. If I don't, right now I'm spread a little thin. I'll just hang out and wait. I have plenty of shares of Bior, so I'm not worried about, adding more or anything. I'm content with my position. Like, I don't even think about it. And so, same for Lucid. We called 10 days ago. Yeah. Oh man. I feel a little bit, here, I'll just add it here. I feel a little bit stupid about Lucid. So one thing that I find myself getting into trouble with is I end up holding on to positions for too long. And so selling covered calls is a great way for me to exit positions and taking profit. And I sold a covered call for this week for a strike of $3.50 because the max pain at the beginning of the week was $3. I didn't think it would go up this high, or at least not this quickly. And let's see what the max pain is for this week. I bet it's $3.50. $3 still. So, on that note, and also with these topping tails and stuff, quite possible it could be turning around. So while I am not a bear on Lucid, I do think it's going to continue up to 4. I hope it closes this week, Friday, at like $3.49. So I can hold on to my shares and then sell a covered call for $4. And also, like, I've been doing videos, Lucid and Polestar together, but I'm going to pull them both up here. So here's Polestar, and I just noticed this today because the Polestar and Lucid video wasn't that popular over the weekend, but like, I'd like to still cover Polestar and Lucid. I don't know if I'll do another Lucid one, because, that wasn't too popular, but I think I could pair Polestar with, Nikola, because they look pretty similar. They both broke out of wedges, like they're in sync, whereas what's going on with Lucid is lagging. So I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, my position on Lucid has not changed. I think it's going to $4. I just thought it would take longer. And then Nikola, same with Canoo, GOEV, I expected to see rejections from here. Instead, we've seen continued moves higher. And so what I'm expecting is a retracement either to this orange line, this uptrending dash line, or the top of this wedge. I feel like I feel like this orange line is, we could put up the volume profile too. That's probably not too helpful. There's a little bit there. But yeah, with Polestar, yeah, the $2 was support over here, so it could be again. But yeah, I'm expecting there to be a pullback. Like, I've exited my position with this, which I wish I would have held for a little bit longer. But that's the case always. You could always make more money, but as long as taking profits is good. Okay, and then I'm continuing to go down the list. There are a lot of comments. Let's see. Now call Neo. Oh yeah, now call Neo. Yeah, okay, let's. This could be a reversal signal. Believe it or not, that could be, I don't know, is it abandoned baby? This could be a reversal signal. And I just think it's so fascinating that it hit exactly 543, and I had just made that video yesterday. That's insane. Yeah, so I could see this being the bottom. And one of the things that's really interesting, whenever things are near the bottom, I get a lot of comments about people saying it's the bottom. And like similar to, like natural gas, I've been getting a lot of comments like that. I did this retracement. This was last Friday's candle. Expecting it to maybe not be the bottom, but just trying to give some guidance. And, that was not the bottom. And, yeah, I feel like we're now forming a bottom. People are getting really antsy. That's a sign that it's the bottom. And then let's see. Wait, let's see. So you're saying that I called Polestar at 170. Yeah. Hey man, some of my calls are bad. So if you want to frame this one, tell everybody about it. I'm happy about that. And actually, to be honest, I think my first Polestar video was recognizing $2. and thinking that would act as support. And I think I made a video on like the 10th or the like 9th saying, oh, it's going to bounce at 2. And then it just broke right through it. But in that video, I had also pointed the bottom of this wedge out. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been making a lot of good calls lately, so I'm pretty happy. And I'm just trying to follow up on them. And the ones that I don't make that are good, like I expected it to bump into resistance here, trying to learn from that, follow up on it. And so really though, like if you like a good way to trade is if you go up 30% and it looks like you might be at resistance, at least trim half your position because it's like 50-50 chance it breaks higher or breaks down. And so I went with the safe play, and I will be a buyer back at $2 or right around there. Yeah, been in the buyer play for a long time, 2 years. Yeah, I feel like, to be honest, I think I had first heard about this when it was Prague, from like watching Matt Kors stream. And I don't know if you guys watch him, but I watched him for a little while, and then it just seemed like very cringe. And yeah, and then he started like, um, yeah, promoting FTX and stuff like that. So, and shitting on other stocks. So yeah, hopefully I never am like that. um, okay, and then yeah, and then I see. Okay, so I'm just going through the comments in order. So uh, I don't know how to pronounce your first name, so I'm just going to call you Kennedy. Average down to under $4. Maybe I should average down more. With Bior, I mean, yeah, I mean you could just. I don't know, you could like, so one thing that I like to think about is when there are big wicks down, that to me makes me think that either that's like big money trying to load up on shares before it skyrockets, or a sign that price will go down there later. And so like we saw this wick over here, and it's like, well, I mean, you could just wait to buy the dip, and then you could add over here, and then you get more shares even cheaper. So with this being at resistance here, I mean, you could set, like, I mean, I just keep an eye on this. If you get a daily close, like if you get a daily close above $1, that means that A, it's got to close above $1. So that's good as far as the NASDAQ goes. And then it's breaking out of this channel. So that's good. And so then it might be like, oh, okay, maybe now's the time to average in because it looks like it's starting to break out. And otherwise just hang out and wait. Like I have tons of positions, not tons, I have like a handful of positions that I'd like to add a lot more heavily into, but it's like, well, I'm just going to wait and I'll, buy a little bit every now and then, just add a little bit here and there. And so, yeah, Nameless is asking about SH. What do I think about SH? So that's over here. Yeah, so for this, I mean, this is one where I'm just like basically every Monday, as soon as I can buy a share, I usually just like add one more share to my position unless it's higher than my average. I think right now my average is probably around 13. And so this is one that, I mean, it's not too exciting, but it's just, I mean, I think that the market is overbought. And Gareth was going over this on the weekly chart, maybe the monthly even. But here, yeah, like you have, let's see, yeah, look at the monthly here. Yeah, so it doesn't show up on the daily or the weekly, but pretty clearly you have a higher high here, and you have a lower high on the monthly RSI. This is the monthly candle for January. It says, I don't know why it says February 1st on the bottom, but this is the January candle. So we're going to get a close of this regardless of where it closes at. We are getting a higher high while the RSI is lower. And then, after the market's closed today, this is final. And this is bearish divergence, with the lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price. And so I just think this is going to be coming down. SH is not leveraged, so it's not going to be as exciting as like SQQQ, which is 3x leveraged. And like I didn't understand why like the SQQQ, I'm going to switch back to the daily. Why the SQQQ, when you do this measurement, this is 100%, but why is it the same move double with SOXS, which is the 3x short or bear semiconductors? Why is it twice as much when they're both 3x leveraged? And it's because of that chart. I did post it on the community page about how the sector of the, I believe the S&P that has been going on a rampage is technology, which is going to be semiconductors are reflected in that. And so I think that if there's a market correction, there's definitely going to be a pullback in semiconductors or technology generally, and it's going to be amplified. And so, yeah, all of these positions, I'm like, my positions are not so large that I get emotional about it. And so basically like, and it's a small position. I don't, my hands are tied up in too many other positions to really create new big positions. But the position that I had in SOXS, I trimmed 2/3 of it when it was pulling back. So it's kind of stupid. But I didn't want it to drop off. And the position size that I have is one that I'm not going to worry about. It was too big before, not because it's a large position, but because I don't have enough cash on the side to feel comfortable holding this if it does dip. Like I wouldn't be able to add. If this does dip below my average now, I can add, so that's no big deal. But like with SH and with SQQQ, I don't pay attention to those. I pay attention to this one because it's leveraged and just so volatile. But yeah, I think that the markets are turning around, but I'm not like this was. Let's see, how long did this take? That was, let's see, like 2.5 months, three months. So yeah, I mean, this could take that much time or longer to get back up here. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just adding to it weekly as I can. So with this, with the AMD earnings and stuff, I think, that was kind of like the sell the news type of event. And with the FOMC and not seeing much of a pullback in the market, it's like, okay, I'm going to chill. I probably should have just held on and not been looking at my position, but I was. Let's see. Did you see the RUM filing? They need to get above $10 by May in order to raise capital. Somebody has, I think somebody and or multiple people have been mentioning that to me, and I'm not aware of it. But I do plan on making a Rumble video tomorrow because it's probably not in here. Here, I'll put it in this folder. Because it was requested in a stream that I did. I put out a video on it as a clip, which I'm going to try to do from streams. I can at least do one clip per one of these streams. And yeah, that video got more than 100 views within a week. And so I'm going to do a follow-up on it tomorrow. And this, yeah, I mean, this is bullish engulfing candle for today. So that looks really strong. I could definitely see it going up to 10. Let's see, 10 is around, where's 10? Yeah, right around here, this shelf here, right around 10. So yeah, I could see it going up there. I mean, somebody was first alerting me about it when it was around here, I believe, maybe a week or two ago, about a week ago. And I just, run up a lot. I want to see what happens. This does look really strong. What I could see happening is there be kind of like a fake out where this is up 15% on the day and people load up here thinking it's going to go higher. Then there's a pullback tomorrow just to kind of fake people out. And then it launches up. And, we'll see. There is all this consolidation here, especially like you don't really notice it, but especially at this level because there's that wick that sticks up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of overlap right in here. So I could see it pulling back to like, I don't know, 650. But yeah, I'll do a video on this tomorrow for sure. Let's see. And when I do that video, I will try to mention, I'll try to find the filing so I can go over that in the video. What's the same pattern? So Bao, you're saying same pattern than Polestar. Now, is this the same time to buy NIO shares? Oh, yeah. If you're talking about NIO, it's not exactly the same pattern. I mean, it did break below this wedge, but I do believe this wedge is based. Yeah, so this is an interesting, maybe it's not interesting and I just don't pay attention to monthly closes that often. But this is an interesting time because on the weekly, we want to see a close above 6. On the monthly, we do as well. But these lines that I drew, I'm pretty sure I drew them, based on touch points lows on the weekly candles. And so as long as we really get a close above 6 for this week, it's respected. Or even like if it closed at 598, it'd still be above the bottom of this wedge, the bottom of the wedge. So yeah, I mean, I think today, like, two different scenarios. Either it's going to continue down or it's going to go higher. And I think that if it goes higher, today is a gift for us. And I think it's really cool that it respected this Fibonacci level. And yeah, I mean, it is pulling back now. It is in the lower half of this candle. So, but yeah, somebody posted in the comment on the NIO video from yesterday. I don't know if you guys checked the comments, but somebody posted NIO's going to like $1.50 or something. It's like, really? I mean, it's got to go through so many dollars before it gets there. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's just so much bearish sentiment, like the opposite of euphoria, a despair, whatever that would be. So yeah, I mean, I think that this could be a really great opportunity for NIO. I'm pissed that my order wasn't filled at 543, but whatever. Okay, so nice, 570. Yeah, you're a little bit red on that then right now, but I think, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to get more discipline in these levels, but what I should have done, and I think this is a great example of it, is, this level's at 543. Humans, we don't think about 543. We think about 545 or 550. So like I should have placed my order at 550. And, maybe tomorrow it's red and, I'm sad about that, but that's more of a discount than buying at 580. So yeah, good lesson there that whenever it hits the price you're hoping for, it doesn't always get filled. And I will look over, I'm just trying to catch up on these. Yeah, I agree with Polestar at $2. I think that's going to be a good deal. However, I do think that it's good to, not establish a full position there in case it dips down to like 190 or 193, I believe I had as a level. Where I have this grayed out, but I can't see where the, yeah, there's that. Just gonna. So yeah, 194. So I mean, it's like, what I'll probably do is try to place an order at $2, but then I'll be ready to add at 194, 186, 174. That's the fib levels. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of obscured by that green candle. And then 159 is a full retracement. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, respect the levels that I put up on the charts, whether that's Fibonacci's or levels that I identify. And really, I think that the ones that have overlap with the Fibonacci, like this red line at $2, also being a psychological level, and the Fibonacci at 202, that's just going to be, and there's this other one from the downside here, 199. So just lots of overlap there. I think that's going to be a really strong level, but there might be a wick of a candle coming down. And so, yes, I will look at Matterport. So yeah, I'll do that right now. I'm just going to add that up here. Oh man. All right, Matterport. This is the weekly chart. Yeah, so yeah, in the video that I put out yesterday, it's like nice that this candle was not a bearish engulfing candle, but it was at that level of 235, so not great if it dips down like this. The close is in 25 minutes, so I'll have to check back on this at or after close. If this gets a close at the low, that's going to be a bad sign in my opinion. Um, yeah, I mean, because it's likely to continue to the downside. But if it can fill this gap and then wick up to like 230, that could be a really good thing. That gap's filled, and that like, so it's behind it. Yeah, being down 3.5%. I think this will be really interesting to see what the close is on the day, because this just needs to go. Yeah, it needs to go down like 2 more pennies, and then this gap is filled. So hopefully this gap gets filled today, and then it bounces. So we'll have to see. Check back with that. Good to see this channel growing. Thank you, Marty. Yeah, it's really cool, and also like I've just been throwing my life into it. I go to work and then I come home and try to crank out videos and really just try to figure out a strategy for, like, I don't want to just do the same tickers over and over, but at the same time, I want to be following up on my calls, whether they're good or bad, and learning from them. And hopefully, I mean, whether or not, viewers are partaking in the plays, or just observing them for, strictly educational purposes, because that's what the channel is all about, just education and fun. Yeah, I mean, it's been really fun for me just learning all of this stuff, but I'm so tired, but I'm going to try to crank it out in February. I think that, I don't think it'll be much, but I think by the end of February, or definitely in March, the channel will be monetized. And so that's something I've been trying to do on YouTube for years. So I'm just stoked about that. It'll probably just be like a little bonus from the work that I have. But if it could grow to be a full-time job, I'd love to do this all the time. Let's see. Normally, we buy the trend line, check the sell volume, decreasing, means short attack is calm down. When the volume is decreasing, sell volume. Yeah, and so is that like a level 2? Because I don't have access to level 2 data on here, buy and sell volume. So I just have the volume down here. But yeah, when the volume decreasing, the short attack has calmed down. Yeah, so that's one thing that I need to, knowing when there's the dip signal. And this could also be too, like, I mean, we saw this in GameStop, where it was 1 penny away from filling a gap during the market hours, but then it filled the gap in the pre-market or after hours. And, then it rallied a bunch from then. So it's quite possible, yeah, starting to get a bounce here. We'll see how that plays out. Actually, I don't know if it's funny that I like, watching intraday moves on the daily candles. But I just feel like there's so much data with them. It's tough to, yeah. Like, I'm just not as familiar with looking at them like this. But yeah, hopefully we get a bounce off of 225. That would be nice. So let's see. Yeah, Fisker kicking my ass. Let's see. I think Fisker's kicking everybody's ass. But I don't think it's at all new lows or anything. Yeah, so I mean, what we might get here is it could be coming back to 75 cents. And so that will be a level to look forward to. Also, I mean, there was this, I mean, the wick comes up here, but really if the close was here, there's a little bit of a gap there. And so now that gap is filled. There's now this gap here. And so, yeah, down 8% on the day. Yeah, I mean, when it's down, just if you can buy, I feel like 75 cents is, or whatever this level is, 74.67 is like Hopefully there's a bounce there. If you can't, like for me personally, I'm kind of on the sidelines for a little bit. Um, I mean, it's just discounted prices and yeah, so just hanging out. And yeah, I mean, investing is all about waiting. It's like, yeah, I mean, like the book review that I just did on psychology of money, like Warren Buffett. It's investing's pretty boring. It's all about waiting. So like something like Fisker, and I feel like too, I've been. It's probably just like my computer listens to me talk about Fisker, but been seeing a lot of ads for the Ocean, and yeah, I mean, and it's just a beautiful vehicle. It's like, I mean, outclassing Tesla, in how classy it is. It being an SUV, it looks like a really sleek vehicle. So I could see it. I could see it doing really well over time, and it is still respecting this downtrend that goes back to pivot point 2022, and yeah, beginning of 2022, and so we're still above that, and hopefully, this Fibonacci, I mean, this is a retracement to, yeah, I'm still learning the best way to do Fibonacci's and stuff. So this is a retracement to the downside. So that would tell you what's potential for the upside. But if we do put in a new bottom, this would become invalid. So we really just don't want to be closing or hitting lows below 72.55. But if we do, I mean, it's just like, it can be a nice way to just try to just casually, either average down or just hang out and wait. Like there are tons of things that I have that I'm down on, and it's just like, well, I'm just chilling out and waiting if I can't add. Yeah, Fisker's got to hold the line. Yeah, and I feel like that line is 75 cents, and so. If this does continue down, hopefully, I mean, this does look encouraging that the size of these candles is shrinking. And this could be a reversal signal. I had thought that inverted hammer candles were always bearish, whereas regular hammer candles are bullish, but it all depends on where they're at in the trend. And so this is at the bottom. And so if we end up getting an inverted hammer for the week, that could be a bottom sign, especially following this like spinning top. These are reversal signals. So whether at the bottom or at the top, they're reversal signals. And this, an inverted hammer like this at the top, that is if it's an inverted hammer, that's a shooting star. If it's a hammer candle at the bottom, that's a hammer candle. At the top, that's a hanging man. That's a reversal signal. So, like, I think that's really interesting. Like, either hammer candle, it doesn't matter if they're not either bearish or bullish. It's all reversal signals. So they're not bearish or bullish. They're just reversal signals. If that were true, I wouldn't have such a high average on Fisker. Yeah. I mean, I think that, like, I mean, we're seeing this a lot of it in EV stocks, and they're not all happening at the same time. I saw Polestar run, seeing Lucid run, Nikola, GOEV, Canoe, and, Fisker is on that list of EV companies that's beaten down. And so, yeah, I mean, the low could already be in. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I do think it would be nice if it bounced at 75 cents. We got a wick below that and a close above. I think that could be a good sign. It's kind of like this little micro double bottom. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to try to scroll through these comments a little faster. I need some music. Yeah, I was wondering about that. If you guys would prefer I stream with music, there's like the YouTube library. I've gone through it a little bit, but it's just like syncing the audio of the computer with me. And so for the calendar stream later today, or maybe just for tomorrow evening stream, I'll have some music in the background. and you guys can like vote if it's like good or bad. But I just get it from like the YouTube library. Um, yeah. So 75. Hopefully we see 75 this week, and we see that with bottoming signals. That would be ideal. Let's see. If only the CEO. Oh, I guess I'm almost caught up on the comments. If only the CEO is a scammer like Nikola or XL, Ride, or Canoe. Only if the CEO. Yeah. So I had lost some money on XL. Like I could have. It was one of the times when it's like I could sell at break even, and I didn't, and I regretted that. Ride, I pulled the plug on that. I was down on them for a while, and that was tough. But yeah, I got out. Nikola, I never really played much in. I've been reluctant to get into it because it just seems risky, especially with it being below $1 and these levels that I marked to the downside. But seeing this, like I didn't expect this to happen, but I'm just really surprised when like levels are respected really well that I put up, because yeah, I mean I'm still learning as I go. But yeah, I mean I could see this pulling back, and but yeah, I mean it's Nicholas seems a little like I think they're the company that pushed the truck down the hill that didn't have like a motor in it. Um, who signed some deals? Fisker? I thought I had seen something on social media, but I was at work earlier, and I've been getting really burnt out, so haven't been paying as too close attention. It's Fisker, yeah. Um, we want to make 100K and rent a big house and make a big party all together. Let's do it. uh, how did you get so skilled at this? I mean, to be honest, I don't know that I'm that skilled at this. I just really like it. And making the videos is helping me learn, because it's like what I'm doing with this calendar that I have is every week. Oh, did that video have 100 views? Okay, I'm going to make a follow-up video. And then I watch the previous week's video. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? How could I have done that better? How did I miss that double top? Like GameStop, I totally missed a double top with that. And so, I'm learning as I'm doing this, but I just like it. I think like I'm the kind of person who really likes numbers and patterns. And so I like kind of gravitate towards this stuff. I really just learned from Gareth Soloway, and I think Nameless, you were asking about other channels that I watch. I do post a lot of them on the community page of or the community tab of the channel. One of them is Trading with Emotions. I think he has a really interesting approach to the market because he just looks for patterns, and then he like replicates them and overlays them on other charts. And considering that, the markets are traded by algorithms, that makes a lot of sense. And so his approach is very different from mine. He streams a fair amount, usually like at odd times. He might even be streaming right now. But I find his approach to be really interesting. And so, yeah, I mean, I just try to learn from others and learn from mistakes. And so ChargePoint. Hey, what's up, Alex? How's it going? Yeah, I'll pull up ChargePoint. I think I lose track of when the last time I did a video because everything just blends together. But I think I just did ChargePoint recently. I think I just did it yesterday or on Monday. Yeah, so this is tough for me because I feel like this is downtrending. It seems to me like it's a bull flag. But what I think you really want to see is so this isn't, let's see, I'm just going to do a little highlighted channel here. I mean, it's not sloping down that steeply, but it's getting pretty close to 45-degree angle. If it goes lower than 45 degrees, which this is actually getting kind of close to, I mean, if I do it from this one, because it's based on the close of the day, it's not as bad. Or if I do it from this one, it's not as bad. But yeah, when it gets to be a little too steep, that's a sign that it's not actually a bull flag. I think it's referred to in the spirit of. And so this is showing some signs of weakness with this closing below, yeah, I mean, like $2, that's an important level. Um, that could not be so great. Um, but yeah, this does, I mean, but actually, like, I think like and also too, like, if I'm good at this, I think also like I'm really fascinated by the psychology of it. In that, you look at this and it's like, oh man, there's all these sellers up here at the top of this wick, and all the candle's red. It's down on the day. This looks really bearish, but this is following a downtrend, and this could be actually a reversal signal. And so, like, you see this, and it's like your gut is just like, oh man, this looks terrible. But that is basically, I don't, the like composite man, trying to liquidate people to scare people out, and then it goes up. And so this could be like a fake out to the downside. So I'd be really, I mean, we'll have to see what the monthly candle looks like. I mean, it's hard to look at it like this because yeah, it's not bearish engulfing, so that's good. And so bearish engulfing would just be open higher than last month's close and a close lower than last month's open. So we're not seeing that. So that's possibly good. But yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like 250 based on how the max pains were a month ago. I feel like 250 is, not like, I think it's worth more than $2.50, but I feel like that's that's what the markets should be pricing it in as. But it's now like around $2. Max pain's around $2. So that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, there is this gap to the downside, 176, but I guess more properly to like 174. But yeah, I mean, this is just like chill out territory. I feel like, because yeah, I mean, there's this gap to the upside was filled, but just like this massive drop here, like, I mean, this is, to be honest, I think this could be really good because it's just all of this like volume shelf. There's just so much consolidation here. This is the new floor. We're not going to be going lower than this. Or if we are, it'll be for some time from now. So I think that this is not really that bad of a thing. The low of 156. I mean, I think if it goes back to 156, or 176, those could be like maybe add a little bit opportunities. But it's quite possible this could be, since it's below $2, I wonder if this could be pushed to like $1. Who are the competitors of ChargePoint? Why ChargePoint crashing like this? I would say Tesla is I'd say ChargePoint is a competitor with Tesla for their charging stations and stuff. I think that this is probably, what's the short interest? I'm not great at looking this up, but what's the short interest on hitting the wrong button. What am I looking up? ChargePoint short interest. And so, yeah, it looks like 25% around there, 24%. Short interest, 25%. I think it's just a pretty heavily shorted stock. BLBD. I'll look at that. I'm just going to look at NEO real quick because we just got like 6 minutes left. This could be, sucks that it's probably going to close the month below $6, but this could be a reversal signal, or that this is going to be the bottom. It might not be though. Who knows? So I'll look up. Let's see, BLBD. Bluebird. I don't know anything about this company. Oops. Bluebird Corporation is an independent designer and manufacturer of school buses. Oh, yeah. The company is focused on designing and engineering manufacturing electric and low-emission school buses with more than 20,000 propane, natural gas, in electric-powered buses in operation. So that's pretty cool. This, though, what do we see here? I don't know. What does that look like? Higher highs, lower highs. Not terribly lower, but yeah. I mean, lower highs here, higher highs. That's bearish divergence. This is at a top. So this is going to be pulling back for sure. And actually, you don't see that here. But yeah, I think that this is near a top. So I would want to stay away from this until it came down to like, probably like 25 bucks around there. That'd be like the base of this volume shelf right in there. Yeah. But I mean, there's this gap down here to like 22 bucks. So it could be coming down there. I'd say that's definitely bearish divergence right in there. Okay, and so question on Coupang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Man, can I add tickers to this easily? I've added too many over here. Let's see up here. How low do I think this will go? Let's see. Okay, so one way we could do this, which I feel like is less artistic, but I feel like it's a good way to get an idea. Just doing a Fibonacci retracement. And so for when it's to the downside, you want to do one going up. Because, I realized that when doing the Neo video, because then you can have the extensions. So, like, I don't think it's going down to $8.14. Although, yeah, I mean, because that's a new low. But from that retracement, actually, yeah, I mean, so it's broken below this. So I think that ideally we form like a double bottom around 1267. But, since it did have this run up here and then a little bit of a pullback, I could probably, oh man, I need to probably move this to this base here. Like right around, this is all approximate. Yeah, so I mean, I could see this either way, really. I could see this going down to this bottom here around 1267, form a double bottom there. And that to me seems like, yeah, because like from this retracement, which is approximate, it looks like it's breaking below the 786 at 1424. But really, I mean, you always want to wait for confirmation. So with this, if we, assuming, the market closes in a couple minutes, assuming we get a close below 1424, I'd wait for another close below 1424. Or whatever, yeah, I mean, this Fibonacci is to the precise high and low, whatever it is. But as long as you get two closes below this approximate level, that would suggest to me that the continuation is it's gonna continue to the downside. But if it bounces tomorrow and we get a close, let's say maybe it opens up lower than today's close and closes tomorrow higher than today's open, so above 1429. That'd be a bullish engulfing candle. That would suggest, bullish moves going forward. And so that this could be the bottom and that the 786 is the level that is acting as support. So I'd wait until the end of this week to decide on Coupang and maybe bring it up on Sunday's stream. And I can go over it then if you have questions. But yeah, I think that this quite possibly could be at or around the bottom. Otherwise, I think it's going to test this form a double bottom here. So we got like seconds left in the market. Oh, Bluebird. Yeah, no, Bluebird school buses. One that I did cover, Beam, BEEM, which is the ticker, and the company is BEAM. They do, I believe, charging stations or something like that. I did a video on them. It wasn't that popular. but that's a company you might be interested to look into to see that how they are as a competitor. Um, Alex. I'm glad you like the videos. I never miss them either. I'm always tuning in for them. Big market cap, strong stock is ALB for lithium. Yeah, and I think like there was a guy that so Trading the Close, which is on Gareth Soloway's channel. It's this Tony Valier or Valier. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. I think Valier. She hosts it and has guests on. Yesterday, her guest was a guy who's very into gold and uranium. So actually might be of interest to some viewers of the channel. And he was talking about also being bullish on lithium. And so, yeah, I think I mean, even just thinking about electric vehicles and let's see. Yeah, I mean, like lithium's a very important part of that, ALB. Yeah, so we're going to have some closing candles to look at. So this is a global developer, manufacturer, marketer of specialty chemicals. So energy storage, specialties, and Ketchen, energy storage business. So yeah, it's going to be batteries. So yeah, well, let's see. The energy storage business contributes to the growth of clean miles driven with electric vehicles and more efficient use of renewable energy through grid storage. Its specialties segment enables the prevention of fires, starting in electronic equipment, greater fuel efficiency from rubber tires, and the reduction of emissions from coal-fired. Yeah, so just like a lot of green energy here. And also another company that they don't do charging stations for cars, but STEM. I've done a few videos on them. They weren't necessarily that popular, but that's also an interesting energy company, as well as like fuel cell. Those, I guess, are kind of similar in that sense. Big market cap. Yeah, ALB. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at now. This does look like, I mean, one thing that does look concerning about this, which I'm not like great at identifying, like it's like if they happen in the past, I can point them out. But if they're like currently happening, not so great. But this could be, let's see, I'll just do a little bit of a trend line there. I mean, I can make it a little prettier. So it's like, yeah, that looks like a Head and Shoulders. And so if that is a Head and Shoulders, which it might not be, or it might be invalidated, we could take the measurement from the top here to here. That's $40. And so we could see price going down to $70, $73, $75. What's the... Yeah, and that's not new territory for them or anything. So I'd wait to see how this responds to this trend line. And if it gets two closes below it, I would think that would be confirmation that it's going to continue lower and that it's not a fake out. If we get one close below it, that could just be a fake out. They're crashing into close. I'm sorry to say, but that's awesome. Yeah, and I think it's really interesting too. Like you can spot a market top by, like, I don't know if your moms, for example, are interested in the stock market. My mom is not, but when she mentions something about, or she knows about the stock market hitting a new all-time high, when the mainstream, when the people who don't care about the stock market are talking about it at a high, that means we're at a top. And yeah, this is, so, I mean, yeah, like the things that people mention who you don't talk about stocks with, could be good indicators that this is not a good, yeah, the month is closed with a topping tail here. This is an all-time high, and we've got a wick up, pullback. And so this doesn't look so good. It is it is the highest close for a month, so maybe it could continue higher, but it's never been above 4,900. And yeah, I feel like in 2024, I wonder if we'll see these gaps being filled, which are based on the daily chart. Oop, well, yeah, that was the monthly chart I was just showing. I've got to adjust the axis here. Yeah, so I mean, how long did it take us to get from this bottom up to the top? That's 3 months. So I will be very interested to see where this is in a few months. And let's see, the end of April. Yeah, that could be in these gaps. That's pretty cool. Is Bitcoin part of lithium? Do we need some lithium to turn Bitcoin? So I think Bitcoin's really interesting because it's like a lot of people who shit on Bitcoin because of its energy demand don't recognize that Bitcoin drives energy information because it costs so much to mine Bitcoin with whether it's fossil fuels or whatever. If you don't have an efficient energy source, it's going to be too costly to mine Bitcoin, so you're not going to want to do it. And so it drives energy and energy efficiency. And part of that, I would imagine, I don't know how it would relate to lithium as far as like energy storage from lithium batteries. But yeah, I think I would think that Bitcoin has a net positive effect on the push for renewable energy. And so I think that there's a relation there. ALB is the number one holding in LIT ETF, more than the lithium ETF, more than 9% seems to me. And I'm actually going to add LIT, that you mention it. I'm going to add that to my commodities. I don't check the commodities one that often, but I'll just look at that now. Let's see. Yeah, and so wow, this could be a great opportunity. Let's see, what's it coming to? Yeah, I would say this looks super cool. I'm going to put some alerts on here, so give me a second. So what I see here is, like one level here where you got the tops here, and then like a secondary level here where not just the top, but where you have like basically this open, you have multiple touch points there acting as support. And so I could see this coming down to right around $40. I'm just going to put some alerts based on, let's see, the high over here. So this is just kind of like my alert to, hey, start paying attention to this. Well, this is a nice pinpoint, $40.21. And then over here, I will do it based on the open of this one because that coincides with this other wick and then, gives me some more time to think about it. But that's at a open of 36.59 almost. And so actually these aren't alerts. These are just lines. I need to set alerts. Dang it. Create an alert. Okay. 59 though, and that's below. And then also I had done 21. Yeah, so this is super cool. Thanks for mentioning this. I do think that, I mean, yeah, and then like you look at that, it's just been falling. Like the volume traded is just diminishing as this goes down, but it picks up between these two lines. And so this could be another like average into position. And maybe there's something that's at $40 a share. I'm super cheap. It's nice when it's like $5 a share, like SOXS. And so I wonder if there are other companies that charts look like this, kind of like what I did with URA, with uranium. Like URA is like this chart, it has a lot of history, and then I just relayed that to next gen energy and uranium energy. And so these are much cheaper per share, so easy to it's like buying a cup of coffee every week. You don't even think about it. And so then you're not like emotionally invested, and you can just, I'm going to hold uranium for a long time, or, if I need the money, it's up, or whatever. Let's see. I'm going to go back to this requested list. This is filled up. I do think this is a good strategy for streams, though, kind of have a requested one blank and then go over stuff. I did tell somebody that I'd go over Robinhood, though, so I should probably go over that at some point. How does STEM look for you at the moment? I will look at STEM. And rather than, since this is getting a bit cluttered, I'm just going to go over to the Degen Ed list. STEM. Oh, this is monthly. How does this look? I feel like it will be, just because, like, I don't see any support really that stands out. There is this little gap that's here at around $2.82. Let's see, the high of that day. The high and close was $2.81. Also looks like it corresponds to a little bit of this volume shelf here, which is really just like, there was consolidation over here. So that's reflected in this. So I could see it pulling back to like $2.82. And if it can consolidate there or give like a nice wick down, maybe a wick down to test 262, because there's this gap over here. So, it might be nice if it consolidates over here, but then we get some wicks down, and that could be good buying opportunities. So, yeah, I'd think that, like this could be, like thinking about multiple levels, like establishing a position at, okay, I think it's the bottoms here, but if not, how do we wait? How do we plan for the next level? And so I feel like the first level in this scenario could be around 282. And I'm saying 282, not 281, because just like with NEO, I had that level at 543. Price hit that level today, but didn't get filled. So I think like 282 could be like a starter position, and then waiting for like 262 or maybe 263. That could be the next level to add. And I think, from this, we've got this big move up. I don't know. I've been doing Fibonacci retracements a lot lately, so I don't know if I've done one for this. But yeah, and then also, corresponding with that gap fill, 275, it looks like, 275 is one of these fib levels, the 786. So I could definitely see it going down to 275. I think that would be a good wait for, pick up some shares level and see what it does, with the expectation and or possibility, recognizing that it could come down to 262 or lower. Let's see. See, I think STEM is going down lower, though. It means this is the top of the year. Oh, FMC, ALB, and SQM for lithium. I need to make a lithium folder, I think. So I'm just going to... FMC. I'm just going to put them in the commodities folder for now. And then also ALB. I don't know if I put that... I did put that in a folder. And let's see. SQM. It's in Spanish. I like it. All right. And then, I'm going to continue on with the comments. Did you see the wick on Microsoft? What a joke. Just insane. Wick and huge dump. Yeah, and I think that's, it's so crazy to me because, so many people respond to, I think there was actually a meme I saw on Twitter about, basically, I think it was the Anakin and Padme, where Padme is so the earnings were good, right? Why did it tank, or something like that? And then Anakin's just yeah, of course it tanked. She's pissed off. So Microsoft. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. So this is probably, damn. I think this is going to come down to like 380. You got this little top here. Or it could even come down lower. I mean, just thinking about like volume shelves trying to, yeah, I mean, like first support is like right there, but it could fade down to 375. And yeah, I mean, this is a nice example. We could do a Fibonacci retracement on this going from this bottom to the top here. 385 is the 618 retracement, corresponds nearly with the top here. 786 corresponds with the tops of these peaks, just about. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing those wicks up. So I think these are two levels to wait for Microsoft to settle at. 385 and 377. So if you're waiting to buy or if you're wondering where it's going to settle out at, I think it's going to go lower, 385 or 377. And if you're holding the bag or, holding and you wish you had sold at the top, I think it's going down more. So, but those are just my thoughts. I am Degen Ed. Did you see? Yeah. So from 415 to 397, and I think it's going lower. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's down just a little over 2.5% on the day. But yeah, in total from the top to the bottom, 4.33%, down $18. Crazy. Let's see. Wow, what a support coming weekly time frame. Good job. Oh, that was on the. Yeah, I was doing that on the daily, but yeah, I think weekly is probably a better way to. Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is 3. Yeah. So, brace for impact. Yeah, and also too, this is the week's not over. So, but this is a bearish engulfing candle. The month is just going to be insanely green. But yeah, I suspect that we will be seeing a bearish engulfing candle on Microsoft. So I expect February to be a red month for Microsoft. You are doing a great job, mate. I wish you success, and I believe that this channel will grow a lot. Thank you, Alex. I have fun doing it, and it's just constant learning for me, trying to improve. And it's something I'm passionate about, so and want to get better at. So I hope it's successful too. And I'm going to try to crank it out in February, and hopefully by the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year, I'd just be doing this full time. So that'd be sick. Yeah, Microsoft is a bubble at this point for sure. Yeah, I mean, what's their market cap? It was, I imagine, at the top here, 3 trillion. And so you think about that just round number. 3 whole trillion. People are selling that. People are selling the top of that. It's overvalued. And so same for Nvidia, Meta, and AMD. Yeah. So Meta, I believe, yeah, I've got to have that on some list. Yep. And look, excuse me, we can do the monthly now because the month's over. We've got higher high there. And, yep, check this out. What is this? Bearish divergence. Higher high in the price, lower high in the RSI. This is going to go down. And, wow, look at that valley between. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be going down a lot. That's pretty clear. A lot of things, like, and this is tech, and that is what is... like the bubble in the market is tech. This is definitely going to be coming down. I would not want to go long Meta. And then also look at Nvidia, same type of thing. Yeah, I mean, well, actually, before I do that, this is, the monthly time frame. But yeah, from the low here, which is over a year ago. So for the month of October 2022, I guess I should do it like this. I wish I'd have the arrow on the right side. That's up 357% over the course of, 1.25 years, something like that. So that's coming down. I can do the same thing with NVIDIA. But this is, I think, is that the same? Yeah, wow, same time frame. I wonder when I drew those blue trend lines. This is 485%. This is the monthly. We can't do comparison on the month. Yeah, so this is higher. Yeah, I mean, oops. This is, I guess it looks kind of wonky because this doesn't really look like a high over here. But, you got higher highs, lower highs, bearish divergence this is on the weekly time frame. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a pretty red year for these big companies. And then AMD, I'm sure it'll be the same. Yep, I mean, I already have it pointed out. Probably did that during a stream. And that's for the week, but this is a bearish engulfing candle. It is a new monthly higher close. But again, that's just kind of like, it closed the month the highest it's ever been. People FOMO into it and then they lose money on it, get rug pulled. I want to buy SOXS so hard. Let's look back at that. I feel stupid. I trimmed my position, but it was a pretty small position, but I still have a good amount of it, but just emotions, whatever, get in the way. Yeah, so I should have just chilled out. But at the same time, this could be a reversal signal. Just like, really, like when you see any big wicks either direction, it's quite possible there's a reversal signal. Like this is, yeah, I don't know. So this will be curious to watch. I'm chilling. I'm not doing anything with my position though. My small position. You listen to reggae during my videos. Cool. I feel like, yeah, like I usually, like when I'm at the computer making videos and stuff, I'm not listening to any music. When I edit, I try to put music on, but I usually forget. Yeah, I think like reggae or like classical music, something very soothing for the markets. You don't want to be stressed out. But yeah, I can try out putting music on tomorrow night's stream if you guys are interested in that, because yeah, that's something I haven't really explored, and I don't know how it is being so quiet with just me speaking. Maybe it's a little odd, but then you guys can put on your own music, because probably the music that I'd find on YouTube is, some of it's okay, some of it's not that good. The market is always playing with us, so... Lots of comments here. Listen to it regularly. NVIDIA, what a joke. 25 billion revenue a quarter for 1,500 billion market cap. Yeah, this market is playing with us. Fisker, 300 million revenue for 600 million market cap. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's just like these small companies. It's like shorts can think that they can just drive things to bankruptcy, and that's allowed to happen. And so it's... Yeah, it's like a popular club, and all of these small companies aren't in it. That was a nice stream. Oh, yeah, thanks a lot, Bao. Thanks for joining. Yeah, and I'm doing the calendar one in like half an hour, but that's probably just going to be like a 10-minute stream just to put info out. And I'm doing the normal, what is now normal, Thursday night stream, 9 p.m. Eastern. You're going to go make yourself something to eat? Yeah, enjoy that dinner. But I'm here to listen if you stay. Yeah. Put some house music in the background. So I can try to do that via this. I don't know that I'll be able to hear it. I think I have to, because I'm listening to myself. It's kind of weird. During the streams, I listen to myself to make sure the sound is not crappy. But yeah, then it's weird. Now I feel super weird not listening to myself. But yeah, so from here, from this, I go to audio library, I'd starred some music that let's see. I'll play this. And this might be too loud. I apologize if it is. Can you guys hear this? This is chill. This is kind of like a, maybe too, I don't know, there's a beat now. Can you guys hear the beat? Actually, this is good for me. I'll have to check how this records after the fact. Hopefully it's not too loud relative to me speaking. But yeah, I'm gonna go. It's loud? Okay, cool. Is that better? I turned it down via OBS, so hopefully that's better. That's better. Cool. Yes, that's at like negative 50 decibars. This song kind of sucks though. It's like too cheery. So I'm just gonna... I'll start. Let's play that. See how that goes. Now no music. You want no music? If you want me to turn this music off, I will. And I'm guessing that's a vote for no music. Well, if we're not going to listen to music, I feel super weird streaming and not listening to myself. Because I feel like I'm talking to nobody, and for some reason when I can hear myself talking in my ears, I feel like I'm connected with you guys. But yeah, Bitcoin was talked about dumping. And this is on the weekly. Yeah, so it looks like this is a crap trend line that I drew. It's not really significant. I think from here, maybe from yes, I don't know if that one's good or oh crap. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't like I'm very curious to see if it goes to like 50. But at the same time, I mean like before it went to 69 and that's just like that's funny, but also it didn't get to 70. People like seeing the zeros. So with this not getting to 50, I mean that could be the top and it's coming down to this box here. So there could be some great opportunities in 2024. Doge down 2%, Bitcoin down 1.5%, Ethereum down 3%. Let's see. The high or the close yesterday for it was 234105. The open, I guess it's going to be the exact same because markets don't close here. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You can't really you can never get bearish engulfing candles in the or bullish engulfing candles in the crypto market. It's kind of crazy. So you're saying that you couldn't, was the music too soft? I thought it was too loud. Well, I can do a little bit of trial. Oh, so that's, I need to put the headphones in here and then it will just record what's coming out of Chrome. And so I can increase this a little bit. I don't know if that's appropriate. But yeah, you guys are just like helping me troubleshoot how to live stream music. But yeah, I might look over. I haven't done the I haven't done the hood chart, and somebody requested that, and I don't want to make a video on it because it wasn't popular before. Yeah, because basically, like, I mean, I was too early, but I was shitting on hood when it broke out here, and then I basically called the top up here, around here, I think, with this and Coinbase, and people were shitting on me for calling the top. It's like, you can't win. But that was right. And this, hey man, look at this. This is pretty cool. Let's see, this measurement here from the top to the neckline. Where does that go relative to the break? I think this is going to continue down. I think currently what's going on with Robinhood is that this is a bear flag. What you're seeing here, I think it's going to break to the downside. I did fill this gap at 1064-ish, but if this is a head and shoulders pattern here, that measurement to the neckline from the break would bring price down to like $9.69. I'd say that's maybe worst case scenario. I'd say a better case scenario is it gets caught by the 618 Fibonacci level at $10.05. So I would keep my eyes peeled for a break below these levels. Let's see, you don't want to see the lowest close here was $10.65 on January 17th. And so we do not want to see closes below that level. If we do, we might see a breakdown and revisit to, like I said, the 618 at $10.05 or the 786 at $9.11. And that would actually bring it back to right around this long-standing red uptrending level of support that very briefly acted as resistance around here. I do think price is going down to that level, so we could be seeing a wick down at some point to the 786 retracement. So yeah, I'm sorry for the hood bulls that don't like me. I'm bearish on it. I think it's going down. So keep an eye out for those levels, and because I'm being cocky right now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it goes up. But that's just what I see in the charts. While it might be nice that this is a bottom, it's more than likely a bear flag. And so, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And request tickers, I'll do videos like this. Thanks a lot for the request for Robinhood. So I just had to put that out. I'll turn that into a clip, and that'll appease that person. Yeah, it's a pretty quick analysis. But yeah, I have like I'm gonna look over at some of these requested ones that I had like kind of gone over. Biora, yeah, still looks like it's hugging that. Charge point, monthly close 190. Inverted hammer, so maybe that's a bottoming signal. I don't know. Let's see. Coupang. Yeah, we want to see one more close below like 1424. And then that's probably, it's broken the 786 and it's going to continue down for a full retracement. Lucid. Oh God. I am sorry for those who are long on Lucid. I'm long on Lucid, but I don't want it to close Friday above $3.50 because I sold a covered call at that strike because I didn't think it was going to run up so fast like this. And I think it's going to 4, but I just don't want it to close this week above 350. This music's all right. Cool. Yeah, just like there's like so much music on YouTube that's like, you don't get a copyright claim for it, but like a lot of it's really crappy. So it takes a little while to sift through it, but I'll try to sift through, and if people ever comment skip a song, then I'll do it. And if this is an appropriate volume as far as my speaking goes with it, then that's good. Matterport closed at 225. Dude, I got that level marked. So It's possible that it closed at support, did fill this gap, so that does look pretty good. But yeah, being down 4.25% on the day, not so good. Closing the month, what's the monthly chart look like? I mean, just not bearish engulfing, didn't open higher than last month's. But this, I guess the prior month, December, kind of suggested that there could be a reversal with a, you can't really see it because of the Fibonacci there, but this big wick up suggested that there could be a reversal. This, this stream's cool. I should try to do closing the month every month, just to give like a longer term perspective on the markets. And yeah, I'm gonna throw up the drawings back up there. NIO, unfortunately, closed below $6 for the month. It sucks. But, we could still be making a comeback towards the end of this week, having tested the 1618 at $5.43. I think there's, like we talked about this, like all of these EVs, they're like very similar patterns, and they're not all synced together. Like Lucid's, Polestar and Nikola are leading Lucid. And so Lucid's to follow. They're potentially leading NIO as well. So yeah, this could suggest a bottom, or a reversal, I should say. Not necessarily a bottom, but a reversal. Could be short-term reversal. Nikola. Since that's like closing in the bottom half of this candle, it's not really too good of a sign. I believe it's not a doji specifically because the open and close were a little off, but I believe that's like a gravestone doji. That's bearish. So wait for the orange line at 70 cents around there. So I'm trying to do them Sundays and Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be doing another one tomorrow, just like I did today, going over requests, whatever charts. So tomorrow evening, in like 20 minutes, I'm going to do another one, but I'm just going to go over the calendar and the schedule. I just thought I'd do it live in case people want to join and ask questions. But yeah, just kind of like going over my plan for February, because I'm trying to like get like more systematic in how I put out videos, and also, get more systematic in how I'm interpreting the chart. So whether I make good calls or bad calls, so I'm learning from them, just, improving them, advancing them, and following up on them. Like Nikola, I thought this was going to be the top at the top of this wedge. I didn't think it was going to break out because last Friday was this like inverted hammer look to me, which I guess that could be like a shooting star potentially, since it seemed like it was at the top. I thought it would turn around, but I was wrong. But I do think that it will be coming back to these levels. And so I would view this as like 70 cents is a possible level to add or get a starter position back in, but to brace for testing the top of this wedge. Possibly even, this red trend line that I have here. I guess maybe I have to look at the weekly to get a clearer picture of that. Let's see, move that volume profile. Yeah, there's just kind of a lot of clutter on this. But yeah, it's quite possible it'd be coming down to 58 cents, 58.40. And so, don't go if, I don't know if I'll do it with Nikola just because I feel like it's a little more risky than the other ones I cover. But if I were to establish a position, I do a small position at 70 cents and then I wait to add more at 58.40. Which actually, I don't think that's a trend line. I think that's just a horizontal line. Yep. Coming from the close of the week, May 26, 2023. And I'm just going to skip over a couple of these, and then I'm probably going to close this so I get ready, like 15 minutes to do the next stream, which is just going to be the calendar. I'm not going to do ticker requests then. But Plug, damn, man. I'm proud of myself for noticing this little spinning top doji. I don't know what that thing's called exactly, but it reminded me of this one, and that was followed by this gap up, and that's what we saw today. It's possible though with this big wick up that this might be a short-term top, and we might be seeing some consolidation before either a next leg up or a breakdown. And what could happen is that we see maybe like a double top, because that's something I've kind of failed to recognize in the past. It's hard to notice when it's a double top because you see the first top, but you're not looking necessarily at a second top. You're just looking at the current price. And so you got to recognize that could be another topping signal, or a topping signal with another top. Throw the drawings back up there. Look at Polestar real quick. This, yeah, I think is a super cool that it's just like you had this wedge and a breakout, and now it looks like it's pulling back a little bit. You see the exact same thing with Nikola. So just like how so many of these stocks are kind of like synchronized. And Lucid is like in an earlier phase of that, just starting to make its way from the bottom of the wedge to the top. And so this could be leading NIO, with NIO at the bottom. So maybe I should just do like an EV overview of these stocks and how some have been leading, others following, and maybe NIO is about to start following them. So I think that's really, really cool. Rumble, I got to do a video on this tomorrow, I believe. SOXS. If this dips below 5, I'm a buyer. If not, I'm a holder. Target, somebody had mentioned this before, and I didn't really do it, but I think that this is just like, what's the market cap? 64 billion. I think this is just with this big gap down here. This is, yeah, I can do a Fibonacci retracement from there to here. Filling that gap would be going down to the 786. So yeah, Target doesn't look so good, in my opinion. A lot of mega cap stuff doesn't look that great to me. And I think, but it's possible maybe this is a bull flag though, because it has been much higher before. Let's see. If I look at this on the weekly, we see lower highs, but with the RSI we see higher highs, and that is hidden bearish divergence. Let's see from over here, but bigger picture coming down from here. We've got higher highs and a lower high in the RSI. So that is, lower highs in both. So that's not any sort of divergence. But in the shorter term, this does look like it is hidden bearish divergence, so it could be bad. But yeah, I see that there are a few people still hanging out, but I might close this down to get ready for the little calendar stream. And that'll be a short one, probably 10 minutes. If you guys want to tune in for it, you're welcome to. You can also check it out anytime, just kind of giving my plan for February. And hopefully I can stick to it. My work schedule is getting kind of screwy. So it's possible I will miss a couple streams here and there, but hopefully not. Yeah, next week I'm working the night shift. So it's going to suck. I'm probably going to be pretty tired for a lot of videos, but I'm going to try to keep cranking them out. I'm enjoying seeing the channel grow. And it's nice to interact with you guys in these streams, in the comments, and love getting the requests, getting new ideas for other stocks to cover. So thank you so much for joining. And, if you haven't already, make sure you like this stream, like any of the videos that stand out to you as good, or just like them all. And always comments, thoughts in the live chat are welcome. Make this really fun, and subscribe for more stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching this, hanging out, and I'm going to see how the music was relative to my voice, my audio. I might adjust it a little bit, but I can do music on streams if that's what you guys like. And so yeah, anyways, I'll see you definitely tomorrow evening for more ticker requests.